Hey guys, it's Kerry Creation here, and today we're gonna do a character art. Now, this one's a little bit weirder for me because I'm designing a new character, but I'm not designing a new character. As you can see from the title, it's what the hell even happened here? Because this requires a lot of explanation, and it's going to be a little bit confusing, but bear with me and I'll try to explain it the best I can. So, my friends and I have a tabletop roleplay group. We started with D&D, and we've played a couple of systems since then, and our most recent game was a complete theatre of the mind experience. We didn't roll dice or anything like that, we just picked numbers, and the game master then rolled a dice and gave us our results based on how close we were to that then target number. Bear with me. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you might recognize some of the art I'm about to show you. But the main premise of this game was mystery game. We don't know what's going on, our characters wouldn't know what was going on, it's all just a bit weird and out there. And all we got told was that we have to bring in characters who could exist in the real world. So this was my first character, who I drew this picture on back when I did colour streams, so you might recognise her. This is Hamilia. And Hamilia I brought in as a video game Twitch streamer. And she came in and she was really upbeat and positive and energetic and sociable and all of that stuff with the rest of the party. Now, when I say came in, what happened at the start was all of our characters mysteriously woke up in this strange cave in the middle of a forest with no idea how they got there. They were just going about their lives and then they woke up there. And it was kind of tragic, honestly, because every week the cave would change location. So our characters would be in a location for a week, and then it would magically teleport us to a different kind of, not dimension, but like a different world. So the first world we wound up in, we went out to explore, and then we found out that we were in some sort of Jurassic period and there were dinosaurs, and unfortunately it was Amelia's idea to go out and explore, and one of the other characters got eaten by said dinosaurs. And that was very tragic for Hamilia, but we pressed on, new character came in to replace that one, and that's kind of what continued happening. Hamilia lasted until about, I think it was the 5th world, where things happened and we ended up back in the dinosaur world, where she got her arm and half of her torso ripped off by a dinosaur, and it was kind of a full circle moment for her. So, you know, it was tragic. It was pretty tragic. For reasons, we had to go out into the world. We knew what the dangers were at this point, but there were temples in the world, and we need to go to these temples to collect discs, and it was very important. Our characters didn't know why it was important, but it was very important. So next, after Hamilia, I brought in this character, Emily, who I drew in one of my shorts. I also drew her for the colour theme challenge that I did for myself, but I like this picture better, so I'm using this one. Emily came in, she was a gardener from London who worked at her mother's apothecary shop, just a little shop in London town. And she came in and she was very single-mindedly goal-orientated to set up a garden because it made her feel safe and like home and yada yada. She lasted through a couple of worlds as well. She got to see the beach world, which was basically ended up, I'm sure there was something out there where there was something going on in every world, but we kind of treated it like a beach episode and we didn't explore very far, and we didn't go for the temples because we just didn't. And that for that reason, in that world, it was because the temple was like somewhere out in the ocean, and we just didn't want to do that. As a group, we just decided, nah, we're gonna harvest fruits and vegetables, and we're gonna focus on getting the cave more livable. Because again, they were living in a cave. Unfortunately, Emily's story ended when we were on a world that kind of started driving everyone a little bit insane, and we all started hearing voices and seeing things, and she was shot in the back by her friend twice. And that was the unfortunate end to Emily. Next, I brought in Haley. And Haley was my hipster, valley girl, yoga instructor, heiress who was just kind of living her best party lifestyle. Very zen, very chill, very at ease with the universe. And because by this point, I was on my third character. Most people were on their second characters. There was one guy who was still on his first character somehow. And there was one of the guys that had gotten to like 4 or 5 by this point. Maybe they ended up with 6 all up, okay? It was a dangerous game. So I brought in Haley because she would just chill and vibe and not have to spend a lot of time getting used to the idea of what had happened to her. I just wanted to make it easier on everyone. So I haven't actually shown this artwork, I'm pretty sure. This is just something I did in my spare time for fun, but this was Haley. And I bring this all to attention because none of these characters are the ones that I'm currently drawing, sort of. We recently finished that campaign, and the conclusion to that campaign had us find the 6 discs from the temples that we needed to get, which then kind of merged into a sphere. And while all of the party members were touching it and thinking about how they were going to get out of this mess and where they wanted to go, because that was the idea we came up with, we kind of watched reality disintegrate around us and found ourselves in a very cliched, monotone, stereotypical 80s office with a man there who had no idea how we'd gotten there. His only expression was that we weren't supposed to be there. And at one point we tried to leave the office into an infinity corridor with doors up either side of it for as far as the eye could see, and we all passed out from this intense pain in our heads as every person that we've ever been started converging into who we are, because they were all iterations of us. It's so hard to explain, but essentially the concept was this guy who we lovingly named Jack because we couldn't comprehend his name. He is a higher being and we could not comprehend half of what was going on. We named him Jack because he needed a name. We needed to be able to refer to him and ask him questions. He was essentially all he could explain to us. The closest comparison he could make was that he was an architect of multiverses. His quotation job was to sit at this little box computer and start universes and then oversee the programs that then built up the universes within each programmed universe. And we were glitches in the system that were never meant to exist. And that was awful because we had so many questions and it was very confusing. And this is why it's like, what even happened? What the hell even happened? I don't really know. Like, we're still kind of digesting it. Anyway, the options in the end was speak to a manager and probably get deleted, or the much better idea of, Jack, can you please make us our own little universe and we'll just go in there and be happy and no one needs to know about this. We just don't want to deal with dinosaurs anymore. And that's what we ended up doing. The thing with that though is all of the characters had kind of, each character had compounded with their past selves, and that's who I'm drawing here. So this is Hamilia. Haley, Emily, Amelia, Hamilia, who essentially, because in this new universe we've created, they have the ability to create whatever they want. They're essentially deities who control reality itself in this universe. And that's what I have drawn here. This is deity version Hamilia, who has the brown hair from Hamilia. She has the haircut and body of Hayley. I was originally going to give her the freckles of Emily, but it just didn't look as good to me. It just didn't gel right for me. It didn't feel right. So she's got the highlights from Emily because I really love that about her design. She's got the more like warmer skin tones from Emily as well. And this is her, the deity Hamilia. So I hope you've been able to follow along with this story I've been telling you. Don't ask me questions about it because I don't understand. I've tried really hard, and if you could follow along, thank you so much. Can you explain it to me as well? That was a joke. Anyway, this is her new form. This is Hamilia, the amalgamation of those past 3 characters, and I hope you like it. If you liked the video, please put a like on it. It really helps me out. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And I just want to thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!